Okay, amazing. So, welcome. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so excited to kick off this journey with you. So, we're going to be together for 5 days. I promise you it's not going to be long. It's going to take about half an hour of training, and then you've got about half an hour to do the work after the training or the day after, depending when you've got the time. So, we are going to work together to transform how you show up on Instagram. We're not just going to be talking about strategies, but we are going to start today with the most important piece about Instagram, which is your mindset. Because I know firsthand how Instagram can feel overwhelming. It's when you feel invisible. It's when you feel stuck. You're unsure whether you're doing something right or you're not doing it. Let me just remind you that none of that defines your potential. So today we are going to rewire your brain so you can approach Instagram with clarity, with confidence, and most importantly, with a sense of control over what you are doing. So this is really how you can use Instagram to empower yourself and your business. So in this whole challenge, you will learn how to make Instagram work for you. So then you can show up authentically, because by the way, it's a new thing in 2025. It's literally the filters are gone. Everything is gone. It's the raw authenticity of the business owner. I don't know how many of you know me, but my name is Lara. I'm a peak performance coach and Instagram and business strategist. And my main passion is to help coaches and consultants and everybody that has a service-based business build authentic brands that connect and create their audience online. I'll read. So if you want to write in the chat, you're free to write in the chat. I read it at the end of it. If you have any questions throughout the whole session, put the questions in the chat. And when we're done, I'll read everything and then we'll go over it if you have any questions. If there are some questions that I'm asking you throughout the session, feel free to use the chat. I'm especially passionate about the part of your journey that comes to Instagram. A few years ago, when I started to go live on Instagram, when I started to literally just start using Instagram, not as I'm just going to put a photo out there, but as a way to transform it into a real business that would bring money, I was extremely hesitant to show up. And I remember my first live video and I was literally shaking. And it doesn't look like it right now, because you look at me and I could do a live video every single day for 365 days and have no issues whatsoever. But now I'm so confident with the camera because I haven't been for so long. So I started digging into how the brain works and discovered that so much that holds us back is fear, just fear and outdated thought patterns, and the fact that we believe every single thought that comes into our mind. So I used neuroscience and I used mindset techniques to rewire all of those patterns, and everything absolutely changed. I started as a life coach. So when you're a coach and you come to me and you're in a mindset space and then a life space, I completely understand where you are coming from. So I used neuroscience. I used all the mindset techniques that there were out there. Everything changed. Instagram stopped being stressful and it started being fun, like real fun. So I'm not here just to show you how some tools work, but I'm here to prove to you that I am someone who's walked a path that you are walking right now. And I want you to get to that goal. Over here, you see I'm Dr. Lara Badiali because I am a doctor in psychology. I am a mental coach for the National Italian Olympic Committee. So understanding what you're going through and helping you overcome your biggest obstacles is what lights me up, but literally lights me up. So the agenda for these 5 days is Day 1, this is what we're going to do. Rewire your brain for Instagram success. Day 2 is build a magnetic Instagram profile. Day 3, create content that captivates and converts. Day 4 is really cool because we're going to use NLP in day 4. And then day 5, we are going to speak about AI. That is something else I'm very passionate about. And I hope that everybody's passionate about AI, because it helps so much. It saves so much time, like literally so much time. So we're rewiring your brain today. Okay, we are going to dive deep into how your brain works, why fear and doubt show up when you think about Instagram, and how you can start rewiring those thoughts so then they work for you and instead of you. Everything that I do is practical. So the moment that we're going to talk about limiting beliefs, for example, I am going to ask you to write those limiting beliefs. So at the end of the session, you'll feel empowered. I'm not a big fan of that word, but you will feel empowered to start showing up with more confidence and less fear. If you have any questions, as I said, put them in the chat and we'll go from there. Let me ask you this before we just go into what that picture is and everything around it. How many of you have hesitated to post something on Instagram because you were worried about what people might think? Yeah, I love Joanne that raises her hand. Now, thank you, Drew said yes. Although that seems like something negative, in reality, that hesitation is your brain that is trying to protect you. So it's completely normal, but it's something that we need to change. So a few years ago, and this is me a few years ago, so Ms. Health and Fitness 2019. So a few years ago, I started using Instagram. And when I started using Instagram, I felt stuck. I felt frustrated, and I did not know how to show up online. I remember the first picture that I put on Instagram. It was about 3 years after the app was there. And it was a picture of me and my brother just on the sofa in London and just eating ice cream. And that was it. And there was no makeup. There was absolutely nothing. I was in a tracksuit, just on the sofa. And I had no idea that that was going to be the main tool that was going to bring me money years ahead. And I was just like, what do I do with this? Like every time that I started to post and say, you know what, instead of posting it just for fun, let me make a business out of it. And I joined Monet, don't know if you know it, but it's a hair company that then went into skincare. And I was like, okay, let me just be an influencer, and I can be an influencer. And the moment that I decided that I wanted to be an influencer, then my whole mind decided to do this little trick with me and be like, no, that's not good enough. Oh, what if no one likes it? You're going to get judged. You're literally going to get judged. Like, look at that. You've got too much skin out. No, you're talking too fast. And that was it wasn't just about Instagram. It was about everything in my mind that were telling me that it was not that I wasn't afraid of posting. I was afraid of failing. So I was afraid of the after posting effect. And what that fear did was hold me back from opportunities I knew that I deserved because I was damn good at what I was doing. So I started digging into NLP and neuroscience. And what I discovered is that my brain was just trying to sabotage me in a weird protecting form of way. So I started challenging the limiting beliefs that I had. So I took the small actions and I transformed them into tasks that I would give myself every single day. And one thing I had really trouble doing, and I still have trouble doing, is I celebrated every little win. And then fast forward to now, I have a solid brand, this Instagram over here is still alive. We're going to talk about it tomorrow a little bit more, but it's still alive. It's still there. I don't use it anymore because I haven't decided what to do with it. But right now, I help entrepreneurs, coaches do the same. So get over the fear of Instagram with the strategies and the mindset. This is why today I want to teach you how to rewire your brain, because I've been there. I know what the transformation has been. Our brains are wired to be efficient. So what they do, they constantly look for a shortcut to save energy. So this is how we develop the habits and the patterns that we have. So when it comes to Instagram, your brain relies on past experiences to decide how you feel. So if you've ever had a post that just, you felt judged on a post, or that post literally had 0 likes, 0 comment, the reel did not go viral, let alone like it only had 10 people watching it, your brain will create a shortcut that links Instagram to the fear of failure. Because automatically for your brain, that post, or whatever post, because it's not that particular post, your brain generalizes everything, that post is going to fail. So everything else is going to fail. Your brain is a pattern seeking machine. So I've got a client, let's just call her Sarah. Okay. She is a health coach. When she came to me, she started posting on Instagram and she spent hours, like literally hours. And I'm going to teach you on day 5 how to stop spending hours to create content, because it's manic. You cannot spend 30 hours to create content every single week. Like, you have no time to do the actual business. So I'm going to teach you exactly how to create content with AI. But she spent hours creating content. She spent hours engaging. And what she thought was the perfect post. Beautiful image, incredible, great caption, whatever. And then when she posted it, she only got those 2-3 likes. And usually the first one was always from her mum, which I only do because I was like, yeah, that's sweet. Like, your mum is kind of supporting you right now. So that's sweet. But sure, your mum is not going to bring you money. And that experience stuck in her brain. So her brain literally said, posting on Instagram is risky. Posting on Instagram is not worth it. Posting on Instagram is embarrassing. So when she started posting again, she started to hesitate. She started to overthink everything. She deleted the reels before she could actually post them. And she started avoiding Instagram altogether. Now, what happens when you avoid Instagram altogether? You just don't make money. But what happened in her brain? Her brain created a shortcut. Instagram equals failure and judgment. So the more you avoid posting or showing up in general, the stronger that shortcut that your brain makes becomes. So your brain says, Instagram feels unsafe. Let's just stay away from it. I don't like how Instagram is making you feel. I don't like that you feel judged. I don't like that you feel like a failure. I don't want to feel like a failure. I don't want to be judged. So you know what? I'm going to stay away from everything that I don't like doing. And that's how she stopped posting all completely. And then we had to identify the patterns, and we worked on rewiring everything by celebrating the small wins, by taking the action, even though it was more natural and less overworked. Now she posts regularly and she gets clients. Can you think of a time in which you posted and it failed? And by failed, I mean the actual word of failing. It didn't bring any clients. It didn't bring any comments. It didn't bring any likes, like literally nothing. What happened after that? The second time, so the day after when you went to post, did you have that feeling again of, oh, it's going to be another flop? If you remember and try to remember what thoughts were running through your mind in that moment, write them in the chat. Take them out of your brain right now. Like literally, I want to know what the thoughts that you had in your mind in that moment are. Yes, so many times. Let's see what was there. I want you to take it out. I want them to not conquer your brain. I'm too niche for Instagram. What's the point? Nobody likes me. I'm no good. I will never be able to do this. Oh, you added the never, Sharon. Oh, God, the never. Oh, never say never. They made a movie out of it. Literally. I'm too niche for Instagram. That's one that I hear so many times. Because sometimes it's just like, I understand why you think that, but you're not too niche for Instagram. I won't get the views. Who wants to listen to me? I won't get anyone doing the call to action. But sometimes people just need a little push to do the call to action. Like if I weren't in your face 24/7 for this workshop, would you have even showed up? Probably not. If I didn't send you an email half an hour before and the moment in which I went live and this morning and yesterday, just to remind you that the workshop was here, would you have shown up? Probably not. It takes 27 times for a person to look at your offer and decide to buy. 27 times. I have been all over IG for the open doors for the membership, closes tonight at midnight. This is not going to work. Why does no one I know share my post? They must be wrong or rubbish. The other people are wrong or rubbish for not sharing your post. Yes, not you. I mean, why would you be wrong or rubbish? There's, like I always say it, that there's always a place to perfect the things that we're doing, the post, how we're showing up, our messaging. There's always space to perfect everything. But when authenticity is coming in, then marketing is not to attract people. Marketing becomes to repel people that are not aligned with who you are and what you do. Because you don't want people on your Instagram that don't give a shit about what you do and who you are, quite frankly, because they're not going to engage, they're not going to comment, they're not going to do anything about it. Let's move on with the only thing to fear is fear itself. I feel like this is going to be my new quote. Anyway, let's talk about this incredible thing over here, which is the amygdala. So so it was in black and white, so I had to put a red dot. This is where the amygdala actually is in your brain. Okay, it's an almond shaped cluster deep into your brain in the limbic system, and it's responsible for processing emotions like fear and alerting the body when it senses a threat. So it's basically your personal alarm system. Its job is to keep you safe. And how does it keep you safe? When it detects danger, it triggers fear for a fight or flight response. Now, the tricky thing about the amygdala is that it cannot tell the difference between real danger or fake danger. So it would react the same way if you were in front of a tiger or if you taught her that it's dangerous to post on Instagram because you worry. So when you think about showing up online, your amygdala will go into overdrive and it will send signals to your whole self saying, this is risky. What if people judge me? What if I fail? Even though the risk is really, really low, because you don't have a tiger in front of you when you post on Instagram, do you now? Now, how do we work through that? Through neuroplasticity. Now, neuroplasticity is one of the coolest things about your brain. And it's the brain's ability to change and adapt. So every thought and action that you take is going towards a highway. Now, the first time that you walk through that highway, you take your car, you drive through the highway, it's hard. But you're making this path because at the start, there is that highway only. And if you keep on going throughout that highway every single day, you know exactly where you're going. And then at one point, you are going to take a different action based on a different thought. So instead of that highway, you are going to change and you're going to go to the first exit. And the moment that you go to the first exit, it's going to be hard because you've never been to the first exit. What on earth is at the end of the first exit? But you're going to do it the first time and then the second time. And the more that you do it, that highway is not that important. And what's important is the first exit. So that's exactly how your brain works. Let me know if that makes sense, how I explained it, because I can see it. I can say, okay, I see the highway over here. I see the exit over here. But let me know if that makes sense. When you fear Instagram, what happens is that highway says, Instagram is scary. I know exactly where I'm going. I keep going down this highway. Then Instagram is scary, so I'm not going to post. But when you create a new path, a new highway that says Instagram is safe and it's doable, at first it's very faint. You almost can't see it. There's fog all around it. And then it becomes clearer. It's like winter turning into summer. I love this metaphor. Winter turning into summer. So you've got the fog and you've got the rain, you've got the snow into the new exit, and you can't see anything. And then days go by. You're consistent. You take small actions. You start to rewire your thoughts. And that highway becomes a little bit clearer. That highway takes you to being confident and feeling natural at being confident. So you do have the power to rewire your brain. So let's do how we actually do that. So how do we break free from self-doubt? So we're going to start with step one, which is recognize limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are only stories. They're stories that you tell yourself that hold you back. So whether it's, I'm not good enough to grow on Instagram, there's too much competition, I'm too niche, people would judge me, nobody's going to share my post. These thoughts run on autopilot because they come from the subconscious mind. Most of the times, we don't even realize they're there. But your brain, let's remember, is not trying to sabotage you, is trying to protect you based on the experiences and the fears that it had. So first of all, I want you to call these beliefs out. So when you notice all these thoughts, just imagine putting a stop sign on them. So a thought comes, all right, and you're like, I'm too niche, stop. I don't want to hear you out. Right now, I would like for you to say out loud, like literally say out loud, one of your limiting beliefs. Just say it out loud. I'm not seeing your lips moving, Jane, Joe, say it out loud. Don't be scared of the sound of your own voice. The belief is not going to overpower you. You have the power. Say it out loud. Don't let it intimidate you. Okay, so let's do this thing. I'm going to count to 3. And then on 3, you're going to unmute your mic and you're going to shout the belief that you have right now. 1, 2, and 3.
I'm not interesting enough.
Yes. Joe.
I did it.
You muted
Is it again?
Yes, own it. You're not supposed to be scared of this. You can control this. It's you. You can take it and throw it and say stop because you don't want that to happen. Shout it.
I'm not interested enough.
Okay. Sharon.
I'm not good enough.
Okay. Did you put a stop to it? Just put a stop to it.
Stopped it. I've stopped it. I am good enough.
Yes. Jane.
I'm not worthy enough.
Oh, that's the mother of all limiting beliefs, Jane. That's literally the mother of all limiting beliefs. Monique. I don't know if the baby's sleeping, so I don't know if you can shout, but you can write it in the chat if you don't. That's absolutely fine. Now, how do you feel? Joe is smiling.
Saying it out loud, ridiculous, because I know I'm worthy.
See, you just took away the power to a thought that you had. Yesterday, I was talking to a coaching client and they were like, oh, well, but I'm saying this and I'm saying that. And I was like, do you know that all your thoughts are not real? And he was like, what? I was like, well, yeah, you have 90,000 thoughts throughout the day. And 80% of these 90,000 thoughts are negative, but not all real. And he was like, what is that statistic? I was like, yes, it is. You can go Google it and check it out if you want. And he was like, well, I'm not supposed to listen to my own thoughts. Well, if your own thoughts tell you to go and eat junk food, even though you have diabetes and on a strict diet, are you supposed to listen to your thoughts? And he's like, no. Okay, then. So your thoughts are not all right. He was like, okay, I get your point. And in 2 seconds, he put doubt into that thought. So now that we've recognized the limiting belief, we go to step 2, which is challenge and reframe. I feel like I've got a slide for this. Yes. Okay. So we first recognize the belief, and we've done that. So you become aware of what belief it's holding you back. They are usually negative. They're absolute and they're self-critical, like the never of Sharon earlier. Write it down. Not on the chat. You can write it down on a piece of paper. Write down the belief that you've been holding around Instagram. And then we go to step number 2. And we challenge that belief, that annoying little sentence that came into our mind. Beliefs become beliefs and become so strong and so powerful because your brain hasn't been taught to question them. When you challenge the belief, you interrupt that pattern that says that I'm supposed to believe everything that my mind is telling me, because you're not supposed to believe everything that your mind is telling you, because you have this power of decision and choice. So you can choose what to believe and not what to believe. So how do we challenge the belief? Ask yourself, is it 100% true? Most of the times it isn't. What evidence do I have that this isn't true? What have I achieved in the past that proves I can handle this? And most important, what would I say to a friend who had this thought? Because we are our own worst enemies. So if I say I am not good enough to grow an Instagram, I'm going to ask myself and challenge it and say, is it true I'm not good enough? No. I've created posts that people liked before. I helped clients. Maybe it didn't come from Instagram, but I've helped my clients. People value that. Maybe the only thing that I need to do is change the way that I approach that client. Now, once you do that, you start replacing them. So instead of the I'm not good enough is I am learning and improving with every post. I am getting better every day. Now, the replacement works because your brain loves repetition. So when you replace a limiting belief with a new one, empowering one and repeat it, your brain starts to believe it as a truth. But, and this is a big but, okay, an extreme big but, and I want you to listen to this. Make sure that the new empowering belief is true. It can be a work in progress, but do not lie to yourself. You cannot shift with a belief from I'm not good enough to grow to I am the best possible coach out there, because your brain will not believe it. And all this work will be absolutely useless. You cannot go from, let's take it away from Instagram. You cannot go from I hate my body because I feel fat, because I don't like what I see in the mirror, because I'm shaming myself, to I've got the hottest body in the world. I swear to you, you can repeat that 1,000,000 times and your brain still will not believe it. What you can say is, I have a body that sustains me. I have a body that gives me food, that accepts the food. I have a body that needs some working on, but it's my body and I love my body. That is completely different. Your brain will understand a work in progress. Your brain will understand an improvement. Your brain will not understand I am the hottest chick on life. No, because you don't believe it. Your actions come from your beliefs. So if you say, again, I'm not good enough to go on Instagram, you're more likely to procrastinate. You're more likely to avoid posting, second guessing yourself. And your brain, this is important, believes what you tell it to. So if you keep on telling, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do it, your brain will accept it, will reinforce that belief and say, you know what? You can't do it. Like, you're not capable of doing it. So we're just going to go, okay, 2 minutes, not more than that, okay? And then we're going to wrap it up. But I would like for you to close your eyes. So we're going to ground ourselves and we're going to tap into the confident version of you. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it for a second, and slowly out of your mouth. Now let the shoulders drop and feel yourself becoming present. Now, all I want you to do is to think back to a specific time when you felt strong, you felt capable, you felt successful. It could be a big moment, like closing a client, helping one, giving a presentation, or a small one, like 50 views more on Instagram, or being able to get up that half an hour early like you've always wanted to do. Something that you're proud of, doesn't matter, big or small. Now think, where were you in that moment? What were you doing? Who was around you if someone was around you? Picture that scene as in much details as you can. Imagine the colors, the sounds, and even the smells around you. Feel the energy of the moment. Now focus on how you felt in your body. Were you standing tall? Were you smiling? Notice the sense of strength and confidence in your chest, in your posture, in your voice. With every breath that you're taking now, I want you to amplify that feeling. Imagine it as a warm light, your favorite color that radiates from your heart. It spreads through your body, your arms, your legs, your fingertips. This light is your confidence, and it's always inside you. Take another deep breath. And when you exhale, just say silently to yourself, this is who I am. I am strong. I am capable. I am confident. And I can access this power whenever I need it. When you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes and bring that feeling back into the room with you. Amazing. Now, with that confidence that you brought back into the room, put in the chat one action that you are going to take right now. It could be small, it could be big, it could be, Lara, I'm creating my whole content strategy right now, or it could be, I am going to go on a story and tell how cool this workshop is. You could do that actually and tag me, thank you. Then when I feel unworthy, I will go back to the moment I just visualized exactly. And you're going to feel this light, whatever color you decide it to be, you're going to feel this light radiating within you. And from that light, you are going to post. From that light, you are going to go live. From that light, you are going to record your reels. So what's the action you're going to take right now regarding Instagram? I see you typing. There was something in here. I forget my own slides, that's fine. I will post my offering with no wobbles. Yes. Yes, Joe. Just remember how many people you are going to help with your work. Just remember how many entrepreneurs need what you do. Create my video for tomorrow's reel because I am good enough. You created a damn good video, Sharon. I did tell you today. Okay, a really good video. I'm not even gonna kid over here. Actually set my Instagram app. I've been procrastinating even to start. Ooh, this is a massive move. Yes, well done, Monique. Tomorrow we are also going to speak about the bio and how to set it up and how the whole Instagram vibe and strategy should be like. So tomorrow it's going to be a big one, especially if you're setting up the whole thing new. Like you want to start in the right place. Amazing. So now I am going to leave you. Oh wait, I'm going to keep posting no matter what for the next 30 days. And once you do, so what I can suggest you do, post for 30 days, yes, but once a week, go back into your content settings and check out which content has the best reach, which one has the best engagement, which one has the best saves and comments and likes. Based on that, you know what to post the week after, because you know how your audience is reacting to what you're posting. So that's the advice that I can give to you. So you don't have to wait for 30 days, but you can look at it like on a weekly basis. So I'm going to leave you now feeling very, very inspired. Okay, take about 30 minutes for yourself. Do what you've been procrastinating on, because I know you have. Okay, tomorrow, same time, same place, same link. You will always receive an email, of course. Any troubles, just message me on Instagram. Because you showed up live, let me go and get the link. If I can find it, of course, but I will find it. Oh, wait, is there something that I'm sure there's another slide over here that I forgot? Yes, of course. There you go. Okay, so message me bundle. See, thank you. Thank you, Lara, for creating the slides. And then I don't need to go crazy. Message me bundle on Instagram at It's the Modern Muse to receive your free personal brand bundle. Remember, I'm just going to leave you with this sentence. The actions you'll take today shape the success you'll have tomorrow. I am going to see you tomorrow to go deep into Instagram strategy. If you have any feedback whatsoever, just put it on a story, send me a message, do whatever you feel creative to do. And I'll see you all tomorrow at 6 p.m. GMT to speak about your bio and how to set up your Instagram in a way that works. Bye.
Thank you.